Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's been so long. Has it? Has it? I feel like it has. The last video that I uploaded was the one where I worked on this painting. Actually, I brought it back to school with me. I worked on this painting. That's the last video that I uploaded. No, that's incorrect. That's wrong. The last video I uploaded was the poem where I recited the poem that I wrote for Nature's Playground. Yeah, it's been a minute. Life has just been lifing recently, but we're here. That's all that matters. Today's video, not gonna be anything too crazy, too long, too deep. Maybe we'll get deep, but I don't really feel like getting deep. But today's video, I want to talk about something that I came across yesterday in another video I was watching from another YouTuber. And he was pulling these affirmation cards, and one of the cards said something along the lines of, we can have hope but not expectation. And that really hit because recently I've come to realize that, I've come to realize the effect of having an expectation. Like, when you expect too much from something and that doesn't get fulfilled, it creates this whole turn of emotions and thoughts, and it's just it's a lot. And it got me thinking about how damaging expectations can be, and how it's much more better to, what that card said, have hope rather than expectation. When you have hope, you can be, I was about to say, you can be hopeful. When you have hope, when you have faith in something working out, when you're really rooting for something to work in your favor, and you're not really expecting something to turn out a certain way, you sort of let go a little bit, you relax. And you guys know that that's something I've been talking about a lot on my channel, and something that a topic that I touched on in painting 2 of the meditation diaries. Speaking of the meditation diaries, painting 3 is in the works. Side note, we're gonna deviate from the topic of expectations for a little bit. I took a little bit of a break from working on the meditation diaries after I finished painting 2. Wait, I already spoke about this. I did. Did I? I did. We're gonna say it again. I took a little bit of a break from working on the meditation diaries after I finished painting 2. And recently I got the inspiration for what I want painting 3 to be. Now, painting 3, there were 2 or 3 times where I thought, this is what I want the painting to be. I meditated, I saw something, I was like, this is it. This is what I want the painting to be. I meditated again, saw something, I was like, oh, wait, no, this is the idea. But this final idea didn't really come from meditation. Where did it come from? It came from a previous concept that I never finished, that I started painting, that never before seen painting that I was working on. I didn't really post much about it on my Instagram like I usually post work in progress shots and things like that. I didn't post any of that. At least I don't think I did. But yeah, it came from that concept, and I was reading in my book, The Unity of Consciousness and Existence. Y'all, I'm still not done with that book. I also took a break from reading that book just to get back into my novels. But in that book, the topic of synchronicity was mentioned, and I thought about how this concept that I didn't finish previously, that I started way back, not way back, maybe early 2022 or mid 2022. I started it when I got my Mythic Astrology book, and that book, in the introduction chapter, it mentioned synchronicity. And when I read about synchronicity in The Unity of Consciousness and Existence, it made me think about that painting, and I was like, because that piece was an amazing concept, and I was like, I can't let go of this, but this isn't what I want painting 3 to look like. So I altered it and I worked with it, and that's how I got the newer idea for painting 3 that I'm working on now. Yeah, that's everything going on about the meditation diaries. If you want more information on that, join the newsletter. That's where I share the art life, not the art life. That's where I share what's going on, behind the scenes, showing a lot of progress photos, not breaking down my paintings, talking about the paintings, things like that. For more information, join the newsletter. We have a blast over there. But what was I saying? Back to the topic of the video: hope versus expectations. When we have hope for things to work out how we want, we want things to work out how we desire, we have faith in them turning out how we want. But then things become different when you expect something to turn out a specific way. When you have this goal in mind, when you want to achieve something and you're expecting it to be exactly how you envision, and you're in your mind telling yourself, this is how this is going to come out. It's going to come out exactly like this and no other way. What happens when you have expectation and when you think like that is you're telling yourself that, okay, there's no other possibility aside from this one that I'm thinking of. There's no other way that this can turn out aside from what I'm thinking about. So if it doesn't turn out like this, everything has gone wrong. It's a failure. It's just like, it's not right. And the issue with that is you're telling yourself that, there's only one way for this thing to come out there's only one way for your goal or desires to play out, and there's no other possible way for them to happen. And by doing that, you're limiting yourself to, the unexpectancy of the universe.
Hey y'all, it's me from the future. I just wanted to pop in and say that I said that you're limiting yourself to the unexpectancy of the universe. It's not the correct wording. I was kind of saying you're like blocking yourself from the unexpectancy of the universe. You're not allowing yourself to experience the unexpectancy and the various ways that life can play out. But yeah, I think a couple other times I say that you're limiting yourself to the unexpectancy of the universe, and that's not the correct wording. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up so that the video makes sense.
Because, there's truly no way for us to control every single thing that happens. But you're creating like almost this false hope in your mind. You're telling yourself that, there's no other possibility for my dream to play out. It has to be this exact thing, the project I'm working on has to come out this exact way. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. Like that's literally how it feels sometimes, if I went into every painting expecting it to turn out exactly how I envision it in my mind and exactly how I see it and exactly, and if I restricted myself to the things I see in my head and not my artistic, and not allowing my I'm sorry, y'all, it's been a minute since I've been we're gonna try this again. If I went about making my paintings with this idea that it's only going to turn out how I see it in my mind, and there's just one way for the painting to turn out, and I limit myself to that and not allow my artistic process to play a role in me creating and me making my work, I would be disappointed after every painting I make, because every painting I make does not come out how I envision it in my head. I see something, I have a vision for it, I have this goal in mind that I'm working towards, and throughout the process, things change. What's another word that I'm looking for? Things just change, and I work with those changes, and I accept those changes. And, I don't sit with this expectation that this painting is going to come out like this way, and if it doesn't, I failed, and the painting is trash. Like, no, I've learned to be able to work through that change and the unexpectancy that occurs, and not really sit with this expectation. Now, when you have hope rather than expectation, you're not limiting yourself or your goals or your project, whatever it is you're working on, to one outcome, one restricted outcome. When you have hope, you allow it to manifest in the form of the multiple possibilities. You allow it to manifest in the form of multiple outcomes, multiple potentials. It has, a variety within its existence. It's not constricted to just this one idea that's in your mind. With hope, you're shifting your energy away from this field of expectancy, and you're not giving what it is you want this one potential outcome, because truthfully things don't have one potential outcome in life. There's so much unexpectancy, there's so much variance, and there's so much variance in how we live that there's multiple ways for the things we think about to manifest. There's multiple ways for actions, situations, events, anything to turn out. With hope, let's say for instance, I'm working on painting 3. I'm in the process of both. Okay, let's just take working on a painting for example. I'm working on a painting. I have this amazing concept. I've sketched it out. I see it in my mind. I'm thinking about the composition, all of that. Now, if I were to expect the painting to turn out exactly how I see it in my mind, like I said before, I get let down if it doesn't. And if it does, then that's great. This idea of expectation is not to say that things can't manifest or turn out how you expect them to, but it's the idea that our control is limited. So going into things with expectation would be a difficult approach. I don't want to say it's wrong, because everyone is different, but it would be a difficult approach. But if I were to have hope going into work on the painting, I'm thinking about, I'm more focused on the process and the journey of what it takes to complete this painting and to get this painting in the form that I'm envisioning.
Hey y'all, I'm back again because I was just editing, watching this over, and idea of just like getting this idea of just investing yourself in the journey and not getting caught up in the end result. I just thought it was so important, and I just wanted to elaborate, just like talk more about it, because when you surrender, when you let go, when you allow yourself to have fun in the process and just allow things to happen as they are naturally meant to be, everything just becomes so much more fun and so much more enjoyable. When you're so fixated on the result and on the ending of a project, of a goal, of whatever it is you're working on, you really get caught up in so much perfection and so much desire for things to really be a certain way, and that just strips the process. It strips the entire project, what you're working on, of the fun, of the excitement that it's meant to bring. So yeah, just like when going into something with hope, it allows you to just surrender, to let go, to have fun, to be more present in the moment, and to be more present in the birth of whatever it is that you're making, because that's what's really going to make the difference. And how you experience something with hope versus how you experience something with expectation.
I'm focusing. When I have hope, I'm feeling motivated to work on it. I'm feeling more vulnerable to surrender to the creative process and to allow things to play out as it is. I'm feeling more open and free to changing things, to switching things up, to seeing how different concepts may work out. So with hope, you really, and it's very interesting. Hope really goes back to what I mentioned before about letting go and just, not necessarily letting go in the fact of, okay, however this is just going to turn out however, and I'm just going to have to accept it, but more so being present in the process and being present in the moment and in the time that it takes to what's the word, being present in the time that it takes to manifest this thing and make it a reality. When you're present in the moment, when you're focusing on your the hope side of it, you are allowing yourself to take more joy in the process and to have more fun, honestly, when you're working on something. When you go into something, when you go into a project, completing a goal, doing a certain thing, with hope rather than expectation, your entire perspective on it shifts, and you're not completing it with, okay, I have to get it done like this, it has to be like this, everything has to be perfect. But you relax, you have faith in things working out how they're meant to be, and you take more joy and you have more fun, and it brings you more excitement to work on this thing because you're present in the moment, you're present in that process, whether it be a creative process or a mentally challenging process or anything. You're present, you're focused, you're here, and you're focused, and you're focusing on that journey and what it takes to allow this goal, dream, project, whatever it may be, to manifest as it's meant to be. Now, all of this is being said as a, what's the word, suggestion, not as a this is what you need to do. Everybody has their own beliefs, their own systems, their own ways that works for them. But what I've noticed from personal experiences and over time and doing research as well, y'all know I be into my books, I be into reading. I've just seen that this idea of hope versus expectation allows you, the act of holding on to hope rather than expectation allows you to be more free in how you live and be more intentional in what it is you do, so that you truly allow your desires, your goals, your dreams, everything you want to manifest how they're meant to be, and so that you're able to accept the way that it manifests and not really look back and say, I'm disappointed because it didn't come out how I was thinking X months ago or years or weeks ago, whatever it may be. But that's really all I want to talk about for this video. I feel like this topic of expectation and hope could really go a lot deeper. I feel like I definitely want to do some more research on this topic, because it's really interesting. Because you would think like, okay, in order for me to be successful, in order for this project to come out, I'm gonna use a project that somebody's working on as an example, because that's like what I have the most experience with, and that's what comes most naturally to me. But I just think this idea is interesting because expectations obviously can be good and bad. You would naturally think that, okay, I'm working on a big project, I'm gonna plan it out, I'm gonna get a final vision, this is how I expect it to come out. You would think that with a plan, with action steps that you need to take, and with an ultimate end goal of how you expect things to turn out, that you'd be all set and you'd be all good. And that's where hope comes in. It allows you to have trust in this process and have faith in how things work out. This end goal that you've created, this sort of like vision of how things turn out, is a reminder, or can be there for you to remind you of, okay, this is generally where I want to be. And along the way, things can change, things can alter, all of that. But I feel like I could keep rambling on about this topic, and I don't want to do that. So hope you guys took something away from this video. Hope this video impacted you in any way. If not, hope it was entertaining, or informative, because it's more so informative than entertaining. But thank you guys for tuning in this week. Stay tuned for future videos, more artwork on the way, more content coming, and bye.